joined by two well-known and highly respected members of the community from Bestbrook and County Armagh, brother and sister Kathleen Moore and Andrew. So you're very, very welcome, Kathleen. You're welcome, Andrew.
James, thank you.
Thanks for coming in to talk to us.
So much.
And you're both very well known through your leisure activities in the Camlough Brass and Reed Band.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a long time member, Andrew, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
How long have you been in the band?
Well, I first started there, playing a solo horn. And my first conductor was Pat Hugger. Over the years, they've come under the direction of Pat Hugger. And later, Adrian Benson, Philip Hughes, and presently by Tom McCabe, a band member since 1948.
1948. So Tom has over 65 years as conductor of the band. That's incredible.
Yes.
And Kathleen, what about yourself?
Well, I've always been an associate member of the band and very much followed them over the years. Andrew, as I said, joined a number of years ago and first started playing the solo horn and then moved to the drums and the cymbals. Of what year?
12th of October 1989.
1999. And Andrew has very much enjoyed every moment of his time in the band and is very proud to wear the band uniform.
Now, we have a picture, Sean will show us a picture here of the band on parade. And as you say, there you are out front. And Andrew, I must say, it's a very, very well turned out band. The uniforms are lovely. Have you any idea when this was, Kathleen?
This, James, was in Warrenpoint's Maiden of Morn Festival. The band would generally, over the years, have led the parade on their opening day.
Very good.
And
of course, for the last 2 years, we were very, very privileged to have the band at Victoria Locks for the Maritime Memorial Ceremony. And that brings me on, Kathleen. You sang on both occasions, and you're very well known locally for your solo singing, aren't you?
well, I would try my humble best. I enjoy singing, particularly church music, and I get a lot of enjoyment from it, and I would be involved in my local chapel choir and very much enjoy giving a little, because as you know, if you give, you get, and
that's it.
It's all part of the service back to God for what He's given to Andrew and myself.
Now, I believe that a highlight of the social calendar in Bestbrook is midnight mass, and you're singing.
Well, it's only my singing. I'm only a small part of the choir. It's a combined effort of the church choir. But Christmas Eve is always a very pleasurable night for everyone, and a traditional night, and a night when families come together and the church is packed, and we try our best to have a nice liturgical programme included in the Mass.
And apart from the religious aspect of the contribution of the band, what other occasions now would yourself and Andrew attend?
The band.
What type of functions would the band cater for?
Well, James, we have played in numerous places, parading in Newry, Warrenpoint, Sailortown in Belfast, graveyard masses in Carcruppen and in Bestbrook, and also in concerts, namely my 40th and 50th birthdays.
Very good.
Recently,
Very good.
the band have also played, and they have done this last number of years, at the duathlon in Bessbrook prior to the event starting. So it's always another very joyous occasion.
Yeah.
And the band would play in Bessbrook for summer concerts, outside concerts, and switching on of the Christmas lights in Bessbrook, Camlough, Lisleigh, Crossmaglen.
So very much community-based and orientated activities.
Absolutely. And then round the Christmas time, as Tom would say, the band are very busy. Last year now they would have had 15, 16 engagements in various, as I say, areas of the light switching and playing in the Buttercrane and the Keys. And in Coonwarra is a very joyous occasion for the band to play as well, and they continue to do that and enjoy it.
Well, as we all know, Kathleen, from working in the voluntary sector, it's time consuming, and you know, it takes a lot of effort and commitment, but it's ever more necessary today, the way things are going in these days of austerity. There's more needed, and it's ever more important, the contribution from the voluntary sector.
It is indeed, and been involved in choirs and music, it's more difficult to get your numbers involved because people are so busy involved in other things now, and it's a credit to Tom McCabe and the McCabe family over the years in relation to Camlough Brass and Reed Band that have kept the band going. And Tom in particular has made a fantastic effort.
He definitely has.
Keeping the band going and organising, and
And
the
then
McCabe family in total.
Vincent Evans looks after the music for you, doesn't he?
Vincent
Yes.
would come to the practices and organise the sheet music for the band members to practice. There would be a programme each Tuesday and Thursday in the newsroom, a little room behind Bessbrook Chapel.
And that would involve Vincent has to actually source that music and get it from.
Well, a lot of the music has been written over the years by Paxi Hockey. Paxi would have made a big contribution in relation to writing arrangements for different music pieces.
Yeah.
Christy Hughes, another long-time member, would have written a lot of music for the band, a lot of arrangements, and still is writing. And in addition to the different marches, Andrew, maybe you could list out the different examples of marches the band would play.
Well, there's PF, To the Valley, The Square, Patrol, Delancia, Air Director.
And a march, would you believe, called Moore Street?
Moore Street, and on the quarter deck, and on the double legal.
In relation to those type of marches that the band have played, they have moved on to the old music of our time, James, the Lambeth Walk and We'll Meet Again, and the old songs. And
Yes, yeah.
in relation to that, the band are presently putting together a programme and would hope to have a concert in the not too distant future for one of our local charities. And it's a time for number one, to help the charity, and number two, to highlight the band and the diverse music that they're able to perform.
Very good.
And
Well, now, just when you mentioned charities, Kathleen, I know the day job for you is you're part of the secretarial team in St Paul's High School.
yes,
And there's a charity running out there to do with fundraising for the Kiltegan Fathers. Is that right?
yes, we would have international projects fundraising, which is going on now 10 years, part of which includes our project in Kenya, linked in with the Kiltegan Fathers, and we have our Million Penny Appeal ongoing, and it's proving a great success in that every penny that's taken in is directly given to the Kiltegan Fathers, and part of it's also given to our project in Romania, with students going out each year to Romania and Kenya, and we also help a project in Bethlehem as well. So
And you've actually been to Kenya,
I've
haven't
been
you?
to Kenya twice, and
As part of this project.
as part of the project, and it's a highlight on both occasions, which is unforgettable. Very humbling experience, and it's lovely to see the money's been projected out there, and Father Martin Barry, who would be the person in charge of the project there, is able to tell us how the money is spent and where it's been spent, and we're able to bring that back to our community who give so generously to those projects.
And how much money has been raised so far, Kathleen?
Well, to date, this is the 10th anniversary of international projects, and there would have been in excess of 200,000
That's fantastic.
fundraised by the students in school, which is great.
Through a penny appeal.
Through a penny appeal and fundraising activities.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And along with that, Kathleen, is there any other charities involved in St Paul's, or is that a flagship project, if you know what I mean?
International projects would be the main projects in the school, but throughout the year there would be various other charities maybe apply to the school to have a fundraiser.
Oh yes, yes. Well, to get back to the band, we have a photograph of Andrew here looking very smart.
Yes,
And as he said, you're proud of the uniform,
Oh,
Andrew.
very proud of it.
Just
Yes.
as a matter of interest, who looks after the uniforms? Who cleans them and gets them ironed and presented?
Each member is responsible for his own uniform. The excess uniforms are stored in the
So I
band
take it
room.
that means that you look after 2 uniforms.
Absolutely. Is that right, Andrew?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Andrew, what would you say has been your most memorable occasion in the band? Over the years, there must be some that stand out above the rest that you've
The
said,
40th.
that was a fantastic day.
Well, first of all, my 40th birthday.
Yes,
On the Cronador, my 50th birthday.
yes.
Well, his 40th birthday, the band was a surprise. He didn't realise that the band were playing at his birthday party, and he had been practising. Tom McCabe told a wee white lie and said that they were practising for a concert in the town hall, but it was for his birthday they were
And
practising.
Andrew was taking part
He was
in those
practising for his own
practices.
birthday.
For his own
In
birthday.
there, in there.
And didn't realise it at the time,
Right.
so that would have been a
Good
big...
man, Tom. And then the 50th party.
The band played again.
They played again and they got together and there was a big capacity crowd of 300.
And where did you have the party, Andrew?
Then in the community centre in Bearsburg and our 2 charities as well. The first one was the Southern Area Hospice,
Oh, good cause.
and then the second one was my local day centre where I work. So I split the money between the 2 charities.
Very, very
You see.
good. So, a good night and a good cause,
Yes,
both well served.
well supported.
Well, it says a lot for your standing
Yeah.
in the community, Andrew.
Well supported, you know, and there was
And tell me, Andrew, do you get a buzz from performing? Like, here we see you, I believe, Kathleen, this photograph was taken up in Camlough.
Yes, this is one of the summer concerts in Camlough village, and that's Andrew standing very proudly with his...
symbols.
Symbols?
Symbols are said.
And yes, he gets a buzz. In fact, when he's playing the big drum at the weekly practices, you tell James how you talk to me about the band, the drum, talking back to you.
Well, when I play the drum, you see, the drum talks back to me. Whenever I make all the beats,
Right.
that means it's talking back to me as I play it.
This is the buzz
you see.
that you speak about, James.
Very good. Now, we had a guest player at our celebration at Victoria Lock this year with the big drum. A neighbour of your own,
Donny Canada.
Donny Kennedy.
Donny Canada.
And Tom invited Donny up to play the drum, and Donny duly obliged.
Yes, he got up and
And,
done what he had to do.
and was very competent.
Oh, great.
Particularly in his rendition of the Isle of Capri.
Eile Capri.
Now, Donny, I believe, is he a member of Tully Vallen?
Yes, he's in Tully
Tully
Vallen.
Vallen Silver Band.
Silver
is he?
Band, that's it.
Now, obviously, he's a long time member of that band.
that's it.
But I heard him saying that day that it was a lifelong ambition to play with the Camlough band,
Yes.
and it was lovely that day to see him there. And as I say, very well received, and a competent musician, competent bandsman.
Yeah.
You know. But that was a great occasion, and very poignant day, Kathleen. Wasn't it?
Absolutely, as I said to you on both years that I've been involved with Camlough Brass and Reed Band, it has been such a privilege to be part of the Loch's commemoration ceremony, and a very emotional service, as you say, very well organised, and a great tribute to yourselves, but a privilege to be part of it, and I know the band members would agree.
Well, from the perspective of Newry Maritime Association, the band really complemented our day, and the music and the band members were a core part of what happened, and there was an awful lot of positive feedback about your contribution, and
Yes.
we really appreciate it.
Yes.
Now, that brings us to mentioning about the band, and 1936 the band was formed, isn't that right?
Yes.
That's it, 1936.
So we're talking about 76, 77 years. And the like of Tom and his brother have over 65 years
Yes.
in the band.
Yeah.
A lot
So-
of the McCabe family,
Yeah.
McCabe Haverin family, would have contributed to the band over the years.
So a lot of the members obviously are of a certain vintage.
Yes.
Does that present a problem, Kathleen?
Well, Tom would say himself, you know what, it's because life's so busy now with particularly younger people, it's more difficult. In the earlier years there would have been a lot more young members in the band. They have grown up and for various reasons gone their different ways. Would still be very much fans of the band and support the band, but unfortunately it's more difficult to
Give the
acquire
commitment.
your younger members to join the band.
Yeah.
And as you say, you have the vintage members giving complete commitment and continue to give complete commitment. You've Billy McKevitt and Brian Keenan, particularly, and Frank McCabe and Tom, Christy Hughes.
And this man gives a hand out, Seamus Fitzpatrick.
Seamus, yes, on
Yes,
the
he does.
plays
He plays the
side.
side drum.
And is Seamus in another band?
No, he would. He's a member of the band, but due to various commitments, would come on occasions to play with the band when they're out marching or
Very good.
various different
And how?
concerts.
Tell me, Kathleen, as a matter of interest, how do you project yourselves to get the leg of new blood in the band?
But I think the band present themselves in various areas throughout the year, so people are aware of the band. Newry and Mourne Council have been particularly good to the band. They've highlighted the band in various different ways. And I mean, this photograph here would have been at the St Patrick's Day parade. It's Francis Street, Andrew,
There's
is it?
Francis Street there.
And I mean, people visually see the band and know the band exists, so there'll be inquiries. But again, over the last number of years, it's less commitment from younger people because obviously they're involved in so many other things.
I think Kathleen, you've really encapsulated it. It's a lot of it's down to the pace of life, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. So again, it's a tribute, great tribute to Tom and the members for keeping the band going, and they're a great band, and it's a privilege to be a part. It's a very small part I play, but it's a privilege to be a part of it, and I can't speak highly enough of the commitment that the present members have to the band.
We mentioned at the outset that both of you live in Bessbrook.
Yes.
A very historic village, obviously forever associated with Bessbrook Mill,
Yes.
which had a huge bearing socially and economically in this Newry area, with a lot of people employed, etc. But you've obviously witnessed a lot of changes in the Bessbrook that from you grew up in as a girl.
Well, it was through Bessbrook Mill that we came to Bessbrook, James. I would have come from, my mother and father and family would have come from Greenmore and Katy, and Daddy used to get the mill bus every morning to travel up to Bessbrook to work in the mill. And after a number of years working in the mill, Mummy and Daddy decided to move to Bessbrook, and a couple of years later, hence Andrew came into the big world, and he's a Bessbrook man. I would be a blow-in.
Right.
And we would have seen a lot of changes when we came to Bessbrook. Obviously, I was quite young. But we would have, over the years, gone down to see Daddy working in the mill, and the mill was in full flight then, and had employment for very many people, both in the Bessbrook, Newry, and surrounding districts.
Well, was there ever, in your time, was there ever any of the Richardson family involved with the mill? Or had they all ceased?
Mr. Richardson, there would have been one Mr. Richardson I would have met and seen in the village. He lived in the wood, as we call it. One of the National Trust properties. He would have been the only one I would have ever met. But the Richardsons would have been...
He was the last of the family.
Yeah, yes, in Bessbrook.
Now today, Kathleen, there's a vibrant development association in Bessbrook, of which you're a member.
Yes, Bessbrook Development Company.
And were they involved in the campaign to get listed status for the mill?
There would have been a contributor, yes.
Rosemary Mulholland, I believe, was part of that group.
Yes. There would have been a joint group, Bessbrook Development Company and the local heritage group, which would have the same ethos in relation to the history of the village, the Quaker village, and bringing awareness to the history.
Well, I always get the impression when I'm there in the village that there is a great awareness of the rich tapestry of history associated with the village.
Yes.
Right from its Quaker inception, and it's visible today. In fact, there is a mill house restored, isn't there, Kathleen?
Yes, in the bottom square, as we call it, College Square, number 6. It has been restored to its former glory and has all the surroundings of what the house was like in mill time, and it's available throughout different times of the year via contact with the development company to visit and view.
People can view.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
very good. So, Andrew, what does the future hold for Bessbrook or for Camlough Brass and Reed Band
Well, we hope to go on more outings,
Yes.
you know,
Go on.
that we haven't been on. And to keep going as much as possible.
Are there many places that you haven't been at
See.
this stage, Andrew?
So, I have been to numerous places, James. Like you and me would go to such a place and wouldn't know where to go.
So more,
You see?
more of the same, more outings, bringing more enjoyment to a lot of people.
More enjoyment,
Absolutely.
what do you call it?
And keeping the music going.
And keeping the music alive.
And keeping the music alive.
Yes.
Well, we have a very enjoyable time at the practices because, as I say, in addition to the marches and that, we have the programme that Tom's presently practicing and a lot of the old songs. So we have a bit of a sing-along in addition
going or
to
not?
playing the instruments. So it usually is a very enjoyable night.
Well, can I just say it's been an absolute pleasure having you both in today, and long may the band continue, and I hope that you keep the programme going and keep the music alive. Kathleen Moore, Andrew, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Not at all,
Thank you,
James.
James.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.